A very good friend of mine back in 2012 used to do this with a very old dictionary. We used to come to her house, or she would have an event. She would have this really thick old dictionary, and she would spin the pages with her eyes closed, and Spirit would draw her to a page and a word. And then she would look down, read the word, and then interpret Spirit's message. When she passed away, I had asked her in the world of Spirit, could I take over this? Could I actually do this? I happened to be at her house the night she passed. Her husband and she were in the hospital. She had passed, and he asked me to go home and feed the cat. So when I went home and fed the cat, I saw her dictionary on the table, and I'm like, ooh, is this the right thing to do? I mean, she just passed, but knowing who we are and who we were to each other, I did. I picked it up and I drew a wonderful word from her, from Spirit. It was beautiful. So I took that opportunity to start doing these on my own. This happens to be my mom's. When she passed away, I was down in her condo and I found this one and I said, I'm going to use this one now. And then I've been doing it throughout my mediumship over the last 10 years or so. I do it for private clients also. Someone will email me and say, hey, can you pull a word from the Spirit Dictionary for me? And I will record what I'm going to do for you guys today. I will record it and then send that off to them. I'll do one at a time, obviously. I will spin the pages. I will hear Spirit to say stop, and then I will run my finger. I'll hear stop in my head, and then I'll read the word, read the definition, and then I will immediately start speaking words from Spirit. Okie dokie. So I'm ready to get started. I'm going to start with you, Teresa, since you're familiar with this. Teresa, the word is decline, to bend downwards, to serve, to serve. So what I'm hearing from Spirit is recently you have given something up where you've decided to yourself, I'm not going to do that anymore. And I'm going to use a different part of me now to respond to this sort of situation. I hear Spirit saying, this is of great service to you. This will be a great service to you. And they're asking you not to worry about other people. They're asking you to take care of yourself when you do this sort of thing, asking you to acknowledge that you're doing this for yourself and not for other people. Making sense so far? Yes, no, maybe?
Yes.
Yes, good. So the first part of that was to bend down. And I see that as just a posture of surrender. In yoga, we call it surrendering. We place the head below the heart. I feel that that's exactly what you've done, that you've surrendered not just to the moment, but to everything that you need in the moment. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wonderful. And Spirit's also saying, before we said, don't worry about other people. So I feel that there have been other people that have maybe pushed back, given you some pushback as to what you are doing for yourself. Somebody may not like it. Somebody may say, yeah, but you've done this in the past. Why won't you do it again? Or you might be coming up against that. Do you understand what I'm saying, Teresa?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yes, yes. And so again, Spirit saying, don't worry about those other people. You are the one that needs the self-care. Let them do for them and you do for you. Making sense?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
All right, let me just spin it through one more time in my head. They're telling you at this point, you had no other option. You had no other option, meaning to me, look, you've deleted everything else in your playbook saying, well, that didn't work. I tried that. That didn't work. So they're saying no other option was presented. And now you needed to do this. This was your time. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes. I'm feeling there was just a little bit of hesitance, like my stomach's a little tight, like, oh, maybe I didn't want to go forward with this, maybe not so soon, or maybe it was causing a little bit of a tightness in your chest. Maybe you had to open your heart a little bit more. Any of that making sense?
A little bit.
So opening your heart, meaning opening your heart to yourself, meaning you had to start to take care of yourself. And maybe that's not as familiar to you. So you might have thought, like, as my chest gets tight, I'm like, ooh, I'm not really ready for what might happen after. Not what happens when I do for me, but what might happen after. Making more sense?
Yes.
Yes, good, good, good. Do you have any questions about that, Teresa, before I step further into that?
No.
You understand what they're talking about.
Yeah.
I feel it as a big stepping forward. I'm all about you have to keep moving forward. Even if you don't go anywhere, just keep making steps as if you're moving forward. Do you understand?
Yes.
I feel there's a male figure in your life right now. Is there some illness with a male figure in your life right now? Maybe some stomach stuff going on?
Not that I'm aware of.
Was there someone that crossed because of stomach stuff? Maybe complained about stomach aches?
My dog, she was a female and she died March 26th from a spleen rupture, but that's I no not no male.
Spleen is in the stomach area. And obviously, pets come through as souls, not necessarily whether it's a dog or not. Let me just give you a little bit more about what I'm sensing about this, see if we can narrow it down. I'm definitely feeling it's someone who's crossed over. There's a definite stomach connection with this. There is an all knowing, all feeling about this person or soul, meaning that when they were here, they really had a connection to you, meaning they were connected to soul, but they knew about things. They were aware of things. They were very alert about things. Is that making any connection to the dog or anyone else in the world of spirit?
Um,
Was your dog very attentive to you?
I was very connected to her. I mean,
Okay.
it really, yeah, I was very connected to her.
So would you say that it was like a soul to soul connection?
Yeah, I think so. I think there was something definitely there between her and I.
Okay, okay. Can you accept what she's telling me? That she was aware of all of this, aware of her connection?
Well, that makes me feel good because I just always felt like I just always wondered if she knew that I loved her, even though she was a dog. But she was like, "Oh God, if I think about it, I'm gonna cry because I miss her so much."
So you understand how she made her way into this reading, just like anybody would, just like a human would. So she wants to show you that connection. So I'm going to go back to when I said it was a male, which showed me a more dominant force, meaning maybe when she walked into a room, she could really command a presence. She had that I got to get things done sort of personality, meaning when she set her mind to something, she got it done. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So you see, when I say a male presence, that means those things to me. When you say she's a female, then I go with, well, what does that mean to me? What's my interpretation of that? Make sense?
Yes. Yes.
And either she didn't speak a lot, meaning bark, or she knew when it was the correct time to bark. She didn't just do indiscriminate barking. Do you understand that?
Yes. Yes.
So you see, she's just giving me more and more clues for you. Got it?
Hmm.
She was a little dog or short to the ground?
Yeah, she was 70 pounds. She wasn't a big dog, not like most golden retrievers.
But was she shorter to the ground than
Yes.
most?
Hmm.
Yes. Thank you. She has some sort of German background. Does that resonate with you?
She was half golden, half German shepherd.
Ah, there you go. So we pulled in some animal communication here today. So we know definitely I'm speaking to her. She's just giving me more clues. Good. I'm just asking her, is there anything else she wanted to say? And she says, I could say a lot. I knew a lot of words. Does that mean she knew a lot of commands from you? Very and intelligent?
She was.
Yeah. She says she knew a lot of words. So either you spoke to her a lot or you used a lot of commands with her. Do you understand?
Hmm. Hmm.
She's saying thankful. She was so thankful for that, though, because she got a real understanding of the human animal connection, which is why she was put on the earth, why she decided to come back, to understand the human animal connection. Do you hear what she's saying?
Yes.
And you showed her everything that she needed to see because that was her purpose. She needed to see that.
Hmm.
That's beautiful.
It is.
I love that. I'm asking if there's anything else that she wants to say. Did she like dairy? Like, did she like milk?
Oh, yes. She loved ice cream.
She loved ice cream. That's great. That's good. She said, there's nothing you could have done to make this any easier, this transition. There's nothing you could have done to make it any easier for me. She's not saying there's nothing you could have done to help her not cross. She was meant to do it. But there wasn't anything you could have done to make it easier, whether that means less painful or more comforting to her. Do you understand?
Yes.
Is that something you were holding on to?
Yeah, guilt, a lot of guilt. Yeah.
Can you let that go now?
Yeah, definitely.
Didn't expect to speak to an animal here today, but through this spirit dictionary reading, but I'm so glad I did for you, Teresa. So glad I
Thank
did
you.
for you. What was her first name?
Sydney,
Ah, Sydney. Such a good dog.
she was the best.
And she knew it. She said she knows she was a good dog. She knew it. Something about her hearing. Did you think sometimes maybe she had lost a bit of hearing?
Yes, because she was getting old.
Okay, that was true. But she said it didn't stop her love for you. She always knew where you were. She always knew when you were coming into a room. She always knew when you were getting up to go somewhere. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, any other questions, Teresa?
No, thank you so much for that.
How wonderful. I'm so glad we were able to do that.
Yeah, me too.
Good dog, Sydney. Good dog.
Thank you.
Everybody just take a deep breath, opening the pages. And the word is fling, to cause to fly from the hand, to scatter, to throw to the ground. What I'm feeling from spirit is these type of readings I used to do a long time ago, and they were about a soul reading. And when I first read that, the image that I saw was throwing seeds onto the ground for things to grow. And spirit was telling me that recently you've started to put more out there, to put more seeds out there so that you will see how things will now grow for you. And spirit saying you walked behind the seeds. So you're the seeds are in front of you, you're throwing seeds out. And what's nice about the image for me is they're planted on top of the ground. You don't have to bend over to push the seed down. So your next phase of growing, we'll say in the figurative sense, the next phase of growing for you is going to be very easy, with ease, because the seeds are right on the top of the ground. Do you understand?
I do, and I can actually take that very, very literally because
Literally too.
I
Okay,
just planted, okay.
Don't tell me more.
Okay.
That's how this works. So as you plant those seeds, again, we're going to talk figuratively here because that's what they're showing me. You feel that you have to stop. So if we're going to look at your spiritual world right now, you feel that you're going to stop while these seeds grow. Meaning sometimes people will plant seeds and they'll just keep on going for others to reap the benefits of what they planted. You understand that? But these are for you. These seeds are for you. And the growth of these seeds are for you. And I do feel it's a more spiritual thing. I don't know if you started also doing more spiritual things. I see you here with me, but you might have been searching more for things and asking more for signs to show you which way on this spiritual journey. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes, wonderful. And have you been writing a lot or journaling or doing something with writing?
Maybe like once a week, yeah, a little bit.
So I would continue that. They're showing me you doing that, almost like an automatic writing type of thing, where you would write, ask a question, and then you would hear answers. But they're saying to keep up with that because that's allowing you to flow. They're giving the creative sense to me, this whole feminine sort of creative. This is going to help in your creative flow. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Love that for you. Is there something in you that feeling the need to travel?
No.
Have you always wanted to travel? Do you miss a journey that you've been on?
Mm-mm.
Maybe it's a figurative meaning. I'm seeing my signs for, wanting to do worldly travel. So if this were a figurative way of saying this image, when I see worldly travel, I would look at it, for me, it would mean like looking at either other religions or other sort of spiritual practices, be it yoga, meditation, Buddhism. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So not finding things that might just be in your hometown, but other things, doing the Google searches, and all of a sudden it comes up to be a different country. And you're like, wow, I didn't know that happened in that country. And then you start finding out more things about what you're looking for. Is that making more sense about the figurative journey?
A little bit, yeah. Hmm.
Thank you. They're also telling me that you might have an urge to look at the seeds. Remember, you're just watching them grow and say they're not growing fast enough. Or you might have to like bend over and like touch the seed and make sure it's doing what it's meant to do. And they're saying, just let it, just let the seeds grow. Trust in the process that you planted these seeds and they will grow. Do you understand?
Hmm.
Even though you just threw them out willy-nilly in front of you, they're saying you don't have to water, you don't have to weed, that they're going to get everything they need from your vibration. Do you understand that?
Yes.
From your energy. And I feel there's going to be a point going forward, whether you're aware of this or not, where you will be sharing this to other people. What you learn, you will be sharing. Is that a thought in your head right now?
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. So let's get back to the seeds. And I'm just watching the image again. And the sun is shining. Again, don't worry that you don't need to water them. Don't worry about anything like that. They are taking care of themselves. These seeds that you've planted, you've taken and nurtured before you threw them on the ground. Do you understand?
Hmm.
So these seeds have been in your pocket a long time. You've been learning from them, they've been learning from you, and now it's time to put it out there. Oh, that sounds cool. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Do you have any questions about any of this part that we've said so far?
I don't.
Do you want to elaborate on any of that? The seeds, is it literal and figurative, you said?
It's literal and figurative. I mean, literally put seeds on my front lawn last week. I mean, and I haven't ever done that before, ever. And then just figuratively, yeah, I can see where that is too.
I love that they bring up something that you've done, allowing you to understand even more that spirit is always with you, that they're going to pull in something that you've done last week into this reading. And when they make it literal and figurative, I love that. I love that because look how they can weave this story of you and what's going to be happening in the weeks coming. Do you understand?
Yes.
So I'm asking, will you help her with growing that grass? Because I know how hard it is to grow grass. But I'm going to go with, look, they already said you don't need to water it. I think you do have to water seed, but maybe you've already done that for a week. But maybe also it'll rain for the next week, so you won't have to water it. And that's always a better thing. I'm going to go with both of those definitions of watering. Got it?
Yes.
I love that. There's a lot of things you're going to do coming up where you are going to say to yourself, I don't need to do this anymore. And it could be anything. It could be, an old habit. It could be speaking to someone that doesn't appreciate you. But I'm hearing that there are things coming up that you're going to stop doing because they no longer serve you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Spirit says, I want you to take comfort in that. I want you to take comfort that when you decide to do that, we are going to be right here by your side. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Mother Mary just kind of stepped in. Are you not necessarily religious, but do you believe in that whole mother nurturing energy that she would be defined as?
Yes.
Yes. So she just stepped in as a guide. Has she ever come through as a guide for you before in another
No.
reading? But you understand what spirit guides are and how they can help?
Yes.
Yes. So do you receive a Mother Mary as one of your guides?
Yes.
Yes, beautiful. I don't always bring her through, but when I do bring her through, she will show me whether she's the spiritual Mother Mary or the mothering Mother Mary. I feel there's a mix for this hasn't happened before. She's not just one or the other, she's both. She's going to be mothering and loving you as you mother and love yourself, right? Teaching you more and more about that. And then she's also going to be, we'll say, the religious side of her that is a mother to all, not just you, but to all of those around you also. She's asking you to allow her to be the mothering so you don't have to. This would be for people around you. Does that make sense to you?
Yes,
Yes, yes. Can you do that? Can you step back and say, Mother Mary, this one's yours?
I can.
And do you think that has something to do with the prior message, which was letting go of things that no longer serve you?
Yes.
And in she pops. Do you see how there's, I know you've never had a reading with me before, but there's always an order to the reading. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Everything is said in the order it's meant to be received. And Mother Mary took that time. She waited and waited and waited until all the other messages were expressed. And then she pops in. I see her, I've just got goosebumps on my arms, just giving you this big hug. And I don't know if you get goosebumps sometimes down your arms and not know where that's coming from, or in the future, you'll start to feel them and know that she's right there during that time.
Got it.
So she said, oh, just one more thing. She said, don't forget me. Don't forget that I'm right here always.
Got
And
it.
call on me anytime you want. Sound good?
Yes. Very good. Thank you.
Great. Any questions about that? How that came through? Was that a
No.
little bit of a surprise?
Yeah, a little bit. Nice surprise.
A nice surprise. I love that you've received her words and that you will use her as a
Yes.
spirit guide to be guided through the seeds, through the growing, through the nurturing, and through the loving, she says.